What if I told you the pizza you love was almost illegal? That sushi was invented as a way to preserve fish, not eat it fresh? And that one of the world's most beloved dishes was literally created by accident? Every single food on your plate has a secret origin story on a phone, and most of them will completely change how you see your next meal. Today, we're going around the world in 8 minutes, revealing the shocking, surprising, and wildly delicious origin stories of the most famous foods on Earth. Trust me, you'll never look at your plate the same way again. Let's start in Naples, Italy, the birthplace of pizza. But here's what most people don't know. For centuries, flatbread with toppings was considered peasant food. The rich literally refused to eat it. That all changed in 1889 when Queen Margherita visited Naples and was served a special flatbread topped with tomatoes, mozzarella, and basil. Representing the colors of the Italian flag, she loved it. And just like that, pizza went from street food to royalty approved overnight. Today, over 5 billion pizzas are sold every year worldwide. Now to Japan, and sushi's origin will surprise you. The original sushi had nothing to do with fresh fish. It was called narizushi, fish packed in salt and rice for months, sometimes years, to ferment and preserve it. The rice? You threw it away. You only ate the fish. It wasn't until the 1800s in Tokyo, then called Edo, that a chef named Hanaya Yohei had a revolutionary idea. Serve fresh fish on seasoned rice immediately. No fermentation, no waiting. Fast food, Japanese style? Street vendors sold it from stalls, and that's the sushi we know today. The croissant, the ultimate symbol of French culture, except it's not French, not originally. In 1683, Vienna, Austria was under siege by the Ottoman Empire. Bakers working before dawn heard the enemy tunneling underground and raised the alarm, saving the city. To celebrate the victory, they baked crescent-shaped pastries modeled after the crescent moon on the Ottoman flag. They were literally eating their enemy's symbol. The pastry made its way to Paris in the 1800s, and the French perfected it with butter and flaky layers. Now the whole world calls it French. India's curry is one of the oldest foods in human history. Archaeological evidence found in the Indus Valley shows people were grinding turmeric, ginger, and garlic over 4,000 years ago. But the word curry itself? That's actually a British invention. When the British colonized India, they couldn't pronounce or differentiate the hundreds of distinct regional spice dishes. So they lumped everything under one word: curry. The British then brought this simplified version back home, and today, chicken tikka masala, a dish arguably invented in Britain, is considered the UK's national dish, a true empire of flavor. Tacos are ancient. Long before Spain ever set foot in the Americas, the Aztecs were wrapping food in tortillas. The word taco may come from the Nahuatl word for half, or in the middle. When Spanish conquistadors arrived in the 1500s, they were introduced to these filled tortillas and couldn't believe something so simple tasted so extraordinary. What's fascinating is how tacos evolved. Today, you have Korean-Mexican fusion tacos, Japanese tacos, and even dessert tacos, a 500-year-old street food that conquered the world without a single army. America's most iconic food, the hamburger. But it started in Hamburg, Germany, where sailors brought the idea of ground beef patties from Russia and Scandinavia in the 1800s. German immigrants brought it to America. Then, in 1904, at the St. Louis World's Fair, a vendor named Charles Negreen is credited with flattening meatballs and putting them between bread slices so people could eat while walking the fair. The fast food industry did the rest. Today, Americans eat 50 billion burgers per year. That's roughly 3 burgers per person per week. For decades, Italy and China argued over who invented noodles. Then in 2005, archaeologists in China found a sealed clay bowl buried under 10 feet of earth. Inside were perfectly preserved 4,000-year-old noodles made from millet. China won the argument. Ancient Chinese noodles started as simple boiled dough and eventually spread along the Silk Road to the Middle East, and later to Europe. When Marco Polo returned from China in the 13th century, legend says he brought pasta to Italy, though historians debate this. What's certain? Noodles in some form exist in almost every food culture on Earth. Pad Thai feels ancient and traditional, but it was literally invented by a government. In the 1930s, Thailand faced a rice shortage and economic crisis. The prime minister launched a nationwide campaign to get people eating rice noodles instead. He even distributed free noodle carts and provided a specific recipe: stir-fried noodles with egg, bean sprouts, and peanuts. It was national food propaganda. The plan worked so well that pad thai became Thailand's beloved national dish. Sometimes the most authentic traditions are the most deliberately engineered ones. Here's one that will start arguments at your dinner table: French fries are not French. Belgian historians are absolutely convinced that fries were invented in the Meuse Valley of Belgium in the late 1600s. Villagers would fry small fish for food, but when the river froze in winter, they cut potatoes into fish shapes and fried those instead. American soldiers stationed in Belgium during WW1 tasted them. And since the Belgian army spoke French, they called them French fries and brought the name home. France has been taking credit ever since. And there you have it. 8 countries, 8 iconic foods, and 8 stories that prove that what's on your plate carries thousands of years of history, politics, accidents, and pure human creativity. The next time you bite into a pizza, a croissant, or a plate of pad thai, you're not just eating food, you're eating a story. Now here's my question for you. Which food origin surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. If you want more videos like this, smash that subscribe button, because on this channel, every topic has a story worth knowing. I'm YTFlicksy, and I'll see you in the next one.